Today we're going to talk about pond placement, waterfall bog filtration, and pond salts. So the first topic is pond placement, and I have a question from a Dallas Taylor, and he wants to know, can his pond be in the full sun, or does it need to be in the shade? And this is it's a little tricky question. We have ponds in full sun, we have ponds in full shade. There's probably some pros and cons that we really need to talk about for a full sun pond or a full shade. And there's a lot of pros and cons. So let me tell you what I would recommend. I would recommend finding a balance. You want some sun on the pond and you want some shade on the pond. So that's my first recommendation. But hey, let's go over some pros and cons. If you're in full shade, you are probably protecting your pond from predators a little bit. Imagine if you have full shade and the blue heron is flying over, he probably can't see your pond for whatever reason, whether you have a heavy canopy of trees over the pond or you have some kind of patio cover over the pond, you're probably protecting from that. A con will flip back at you is you probably can't do water lilies in that pond because they need at least 4 hours of sunlight to give those nice poppy beautiful blooms. So there's a con right there. Let's go to if you have heavy shade on the pond. If you have a tree canopy, you probably have a lot of leaf debris to deal with, so it's going to make your maintenance go up. So there's a con. If you have a patio cover, then you might have no leaf maintenance and you might have really easy maintenance on the pond. So there's a lot of things to consider. Ponds that are in full sun in the deserts, those ponds are going to warm up a little bit more. You might get into the high 90s, even hit 100 degrees. We talked about it on another episode of Ask the Pond Digger, where a pond got up to 100 degrees. So you might have to deal with water temperature in a full sun pond. If you have full sun, you better have an aerator. If you're in the shade, maybe you don't need that aerator, even though I do recommend an aerator in every single pond. So there's really, I think by covering some of the pros and cons, it gives you an idea. I think the best thing for you to do is find some balance. And I just want to say, if you have an area that's perfect for a pond and it's in full shade, then go for it. Put that pond in the ground because I want you to have a pond. Don't not put it in the ground because you wish you had a little more sun on the pond, or vice versa. Get back to the pond. Maybe it's a perfect spot. It's in the full sun. Plant some trees. Just put the pond in the ground because I want you to have a pond no matter what, okay? So just think about the pros and cons and then look for that balance. I'm going to move on to a J3 driver, and this came from YouTube, and he gave me some experiences he had with a pond that he had leaked. He was answering my question of the day, and thank you for that, J3 driver. He wants to know if it's possible to do a bog waterfall filter. So that means giving yourself filtration. There's a lot of companies that sell the biofilters as the waterfall unit, and it's great because you can get compact filtration in a small area and get the waterfall coming out of it. But if you have enough room to do a bog filter, have the water up well through it, turn into the waterfall and come back to the pond, it's a really, really great way to go. You can get a lot of filtration and make it really, really beautiful, make it look extremely natural because you're looking into the waterfall, and right behind the waterfall, you're getting all these water aquatic plants that are backdropping the waterfall. So it gives it a really natural look. And you imagine being in the nature and you see the water coming down the waterway, and you see all the beautiful plants, you see the waterfalls. It's a great look. I do want to tell you, we have a link to one of our videos. Let me go ahead and put it up right here. That link is going to take you to our spring pond care maintenance video that we did, a year or two ago. Anyways, that video is a really cool pond, and that pond has a waterfall bog filter. So I hope that answers your question. We should probably shoot a video on how to do that one day because it's a really great look, and it packs a lot of punch for filtration as well. The last question I want to cover today is from a guy named Nataboy on YouTube, and he says, is it safe to use water softener salt for koi ponds? This is a trick question because I know there are a lot of professionals in the industry that do recommend using water softener salt for koi ponds. So, quite frankly, I might piss off a couple people right now, but I personally do not recommend water softener salt to treat, medicate, anything for your pond. We just never use it. Let me tell you why. Ask some professionals, hey, I have soft water, can I use it for my koi pond? The answer is always going to be no. You're going to see that everyone's going to say no. So my question back is, why would you use water softener salt to treat or medicate or work on your koi at whatever level? Okay, if it's quarantine or therapeutic levels, algae controlling levels, whatever reason you are using salt for, my question is, why would you use water softener salt if you can't use soft water in a pond? Without getting too much into the scientific reasons why, I can tell you this, that water softener salt, its responsibility is to remove calcium and magnesium, of a couple things, from the water. It strips those elements from the water, and that makes the water soft, right? You can't have calcium and have soft water, so you need to strip that out. Well, I can tell you that koi need calcium and they need magnesium to do their normal, everyday process of osmosis. So if you're stripping the calcium and magnesium, how can the fish do that effectively? So I know that I know a lot of people are using that. He addresses the question, I hope it's a he, I don't know, Nataboy, yeah, it's a he. Okay, he lives in Northern California. He says he used the Morton's patented for water softening salt. So if you've patented the salt, then they've altered it. They've scientifically enhanced that salt to do something, which is strip calcium, magnesium, and some of the other things. So, use a good quality salt. If you can get 100% pure salt, then that would be really the way to go. You're not going to use iodized salt, anything like that. I personally use a really high quality pond salt. And here's the problem with it. When you have to medicate a pond, especially a big, large pond, if you're putting that water treatment in there of salt, it costs a lot of money if you're using a high quality salt. And people just want to take the easy way out. They want to go down and get a 50-pound bag of salt for $5 or $6 at a big box store to save the money, but it's really not doing any benefit to the koi. It can get to a level and the salt can kill off parasites, but at the same time, it's kind of having an adverse effect to the koi at the same time. This brings me to something else that's really tricky, and this is a good question. Thank you for asking this, because it gets me hot about this. Because check this out. In my career, I've seen salt being used heavily on ponds. I've seen it go to like, hey, let's not use salt anymore. It's a bad idea. It's raising super bugs and all this stuff. So then they stopped using salt altogether. And now they're like, well, wait, why are we stop using salt? Salt's a good thing. We should be adding some salt again. I've always been into adding salt to my freshwater aquariums, ponds, and I've always used high quality salt and never water softener salt. So take that to like eggs. We used to eat eggs all the time, and then they said all of a sudden, don't eat eggs anymore. They're going to give you high cholesterol. And now they say eggs are good again. What happened right there? I'm telling you, in my career, we've probably seen people use water softener salt, create ill effects on fish, but not even know what's going on, and then say, hey, let's not use salt anymore. So that's what's tricky thing about this. So I know you got me all hot on this. Maybe my face is red right now, but listen, use a good quality pond salt. Your fish will thank you for it, okay? I'm gonna end up with the question of the day. I wanna know what kind of salt you use, because I know this is gonna raise some hot topics and it's gonna have some discussion, so bring it on. Tell me what kind of salt you use in the questions right here. I'd love to have a conversation about it. Until next time, I'm Eric Triplett, the Pond Digger, and I hope you dig ponds as much as I do.